Your Excellency, Mr. President, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Republic of Azerbaijan, I greet all participants of the G77 summit. I would like to thank the government of the Republic of Cuba for warm welcome, hospitality, and also for organizing this event. Excellencies, on the eve of its 60th anniversary, G77 has evolved into an important organization that sustains solidarity, collective efforts, and mutual support in realization of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and ensures the voices of developing countries are heard in solving global problems. Despite being a relatively new member, Azerbaijan attaches great importance to G77 and tries to actively contribute to the work of this group. We consider G77 as a significant platform which promotes peace and development through international cooperation in the framework of the United Nations. Ladies and gentlemen, our world faces serious challenges which continue to grow. Along with traditional challenges, new ones emerge. Complications in coping with these challenges slow down and even set back progress in development, multiply the negative effects, and thus further increase the gap between developed and developing countries. Important tools designed to deal with global challenges are Sustainable Development Goals, but without comprehensive approach to their realization, an all-round success will be hard to achieve. It is not only about incorporating them into national development programs and strategies of any given country. It is more about unifying efforts through supporting capacity building, sharing knowledge and best practices. In this context, the mere recognition of critical role that science, technology, and innovation play in implementation of SDGs is not enough. Integration of science, technology, and innovation in national development plans should be promoted through extensive cooperation in development of these capacities. Ladies and gentlemen, Sustainable Development Goals bear particular importance also for my country. Azerbaijan remains committed to the implementation of the 2030 Agenda for SDG. It is enough to say that Azerbaijan was first in its region and one of the 12 countries in the world to submit 3 voluntary national review reports to the United Nations. Our government has incorporated SDG goals and targets into national development plans and strategies. Science, technology, and innovation are considered as important tools in implementation of development priorities. Clean environment and green development are one of the 5 priority areas of the new socio-economic development strategy until 2030. Azerbaijan ratified the Paris Climate Agreement with a voluntary commitment to achieve a 35% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions by 2030. With several projects on renewable energy being underway, the share of the renewables in the total energy capacity of our country is expected to surpass 37% by 2030. I would like to mention that Azerbaijan has presented its candidacy to host the 29th Conference of the Parties to the Convention on Climate Change. We are ready to contribute to the realization of global climate agenda and share our experiences. Ladies and gentlemen, taking into consideration similarity of development problems and priorities of G77 countries, the issue of international cooperation and coordination in fulfillment of development goals becomes even more prevalent. Strengthening dialogue, solidarity, mutual support, and multilateralism has always been a driving force of Azerbaijan's global vision. In this sense, special session of the United Nations General Assembly on COVID, UN resolution on equitable and universal access to vaccines have been some of the important results of Azerbaijani chairmanship in the non-aligned movement, where most of the members are developing countries. Azerbaijan also provided coronavirus-related financial and humanitarian assistance to more than 80 countries and made voluntary contributions to the World Health Organization in the amount of $10 million USD. After initiating the non-parliamentary network and the non-youth organization, Azerbaijan currently works on establishment of the non-women platform. It is the acknowledgement of the contributions that women, youth, and parliamentarians make to implementation of our development goals. Revival of the work of the NAM G77 Joint Coordination Committee by the end of 2023 could be another important milestone of Azerbaijan chairmanship in NAM. These can bring increased mutual support, joint efforts, and better interaction of developing countries. In the framework of the summit of the NAM Contact Group on Fight Against COVID-19, held in Azerbaijan in March of this year, His Excellency Mr. Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, declared two global calls to support the post-pandemic recovery of Africa and small island developing states. The call envisaged direct financial support, enhancing education opportunities, capacity building, and other tools. Azerbaijan, as the first donor, has allocated $1 million for both global calls. Support of international community to these calls are vital for the sustainable development of the mentioned countries. Ladies and gentlemen, official development assistance has been one of the mechanisms used by Azerbaijan to promote the international development agenda, as well as to better address the development challenges globally. International aid and assistance to more than 130 countries by Azerbaijan have been aimed at supporting poverty, eradication, and sustainable development through building human and institutional capacity, sharing experience and best practices. Between 2018 and 2023, Azerbaijan provided full higher education scholarships to the students from 83 countries, predominantly the member states of the Group of 77. I am pleased to inform you that through the Heydar Aliyev International Education Grant Program, established with the relevant decree of the President of Azerbaijan this July, we are aiming to continue these scholarships to the countries from the OIC, NAM, and small island developing states geographies. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is impossible to achieve sustainable development without peace and security. After liberating its territories from a 30-year-long Armenian occupation in 2020, Azerbaijan has started the large-scale restoration and reconstruction works in these territories. Now, this is one of the main directions of the development priority of Azerbaijan. Taking into consideration devastating effects of occupation, we face quite a big challenge because 8 cities and hundreds of villages, the whole infrastructure needs to be built from scratch. But Azerbaijan is making great strides. In a short period of time passed since the liberation of the territories, former IDPs have already started to return back to their homes. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Azerbaijan has also initiated a normalization process and signing a peace agreement with Armenia based on the norms and principles of international law. This is the only way to achieve long-lasting peace and stability in the region. However, despite Azerbaijan's sincere approach and commitment to the process, Armenia still violates previously reached agreements and disrupts the negotiation process. Armenia continues its military political provocations against sovereignty and territorial integrity of Azerbaijan. Armenia sustains separatism in the territories of Azerbaijan through all possible means. The recent so-called presidential elections of the illegal entity in Karabakh region of Azerbaijan was yet another clear violation of Azerbaijan's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Ladies and gentlemen, international community should raise their voices against aggressive separatism and strongly condemn such illegal activities. Separatism cannot be tolerated in today's world, striving for peace, prosperity, and sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I would like to extend our sincere condolences to the friendly governments and people of Morocco and Libya, who wish a speedy recovery to the injured and the soonest elimination of the devastating consequences of the natural disasters in both countries. Thank you very much for your attention.